Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Editorial Interchange, where we love to highlight what's going on in a lot of our local communities. And we're back in Peachtree City, Georgia again. We're going to talk about this wonderful nonprofit organization. It's called Clothes Less Traveled. It was started back in 1977, and we're honored to have Hope Brown, who's the executive director, with us. Welcome, Hope.
Thank you for having me today.
Well, we'd love to tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe your background and how you got involved with Clothes Less Traveled.
I have over about 20 years of HR experience. And right after COVID, I was without a job and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And our board of directors actually found my resume on LinkedIn and gave me a call. Never worked for a nonprofit before, but they didn't have a HR structure. And so, really, I became the first HR clothes less travel have ever had. So, I came in to put the HR program into place. And then as of this year, June 20th, I became the executive director after our former Kimberly Huff left.
That's awesome. And for those who don't know Clothes Less Traveled, um, this thing started in 1977. It started as a very tiny storefront out on Huddleston Road for people in Peachtree City who know the area. And then it was Marianne Cox and Joan Velschmed who said there was a need to place and sell merchandise that was arriving at their church, which was Holy Trinity Catholic Church. And they were trying to figure out, what do we do with these clothes and how can we use them for the community? And you want to tell us a little bit about how the whole operation expanded, Hope?
So after people kept bringing them clothing to the church, and then their offices got so full. Well, then they decided, okay, we're going to start what we can find is the first thrift store in Peachtree City over on Huddleston Road, and it was a much smaller shop. And then when they got the busing out of the scenes there, they moved over on Highway 74, where we are now, into this building. Right now, we're in a 26,000 square feet building. And when they moved over, it was run by all volunteers. Now we have 29 actual paid employees, but we have over 250 volunteers still helping us carry out the mission. We have clothing and pretty much anything you would want to purchase except large appliances and mattresses.
So there's all sorts of household goods and uh, it's furniture items too, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Large furniture, and we also do furniture pickups.
Awesome, awesome. And, I love the fact that, you're using those funds that you're getting from those contributions to employ people in our community. And then also you have some of the revenue that comes out of that program, and then you give money to the various charities in the area. And you have given over $9 million to over 100 local nonprofits. I mean, tell us about the experience of being able to give away $9 million to nonprofits in the area.
To be able to give that kind of money away to help different people, right now we have about 72 charities that are eligible for a grant from us, and they range from foster children, kids and adults on the autism spectrum, our four-legged friends, as well as, just so many different charities that you can think of. And to be able to just help the community become better is just amazing. And each
Well,
time one comes, they tell their story of, what they do with their money.
right. And the beauty of it is the funds that you're getting, you are literally watching that money seed those nonprofits throughout our community, and then you get to watch it grow. And
That is correct.
you get to watch the community become something better than it was before you came, and that's the beauty of this nonprofit. And, I'll give a lot of credit to Holy Trinity, Catholic Church. So many just wonderful citizens coming out of that Catholic church who have started so many programs in our area, and they are just absolute workhorses for community good. And we have a lot of other churches, obviously, that do a lot of other things. But one of the things I would like to really get people to think about when they watch this interview is, okay, they've got a success story in Peachtree City, and it's now into Coweta County too. Maybe we can do this in our community. Maybe, as in our city or our county, wherever we might be, maybe this is something that we have the ability to do. Maybe we can put $9 million into our community. And, I'd love for you to talk about a little bit about what's required, kind of the basic fundamentals to set up something like closed list travel.
It's the partnership with the community, putting a call out, asking for those raw donations and putting a call out for volunteers to help. Without the volunteers, we could not be successful. So you got to be a partner with your community, getting out, asking for that help and for those donations, getting to know what is needed from your community. We spend a lot of times doing ads and I am the face of close Let's Travel right now. So I try to meet other people and find out what we can do to help each other. Whether it's helping Bloom, who's one of our partners, with something that they may not have enough clothing for their kids. They can come here and get those clothing from us. And there are times they've given us things. So it's been a partner to your community.
And just for people who don't know Bloom and who might be out of the Peachtree City, Fayette County, Bloom is another great organization that we need to interview where they look out for foster children. And Closed Less Traveled has been an integral part of making sure that those children, they have their school clothes, they have needs met. And I think you give them financial resources as well for things that they
Yes.
need to purchase for school supplies and everything for these children. And what a great partnership to link those two together. And most people would probably say, foster kids are over in their corner and Closed List Travel's over in their corner, but you'll have found a great way to blend these two organizations, find synergy in the nonprofit community.
That's correct.
I love that. Um, you know, in terms of a space, and I think it's important for people to know, Hope, that you don't start off with 26,000 square feet, right? So
That's
if you
right.
want to start something like this in your community, you're not going to take the local Walmart's space that was been vacated and use it, right? That's probably
That's
not
correct.
practical. So you get into like these small strip center shopping centers, find a nice convenient space, and you start building, which is what Close Less Traveled has done since 1977. They've been slowly but surely expanding the operations.
Yes, like our newest location, it's only 1,000 square feet. So in our newest location in Newnan. So it's not this big building like that we have now. But like you say, you got to start small somewhere. And we hope to grow in Cayuga County the same way we have here in Peachtree City.
And I love the fact that your organization is looking for finding the right board members who have the right skill sets. For example, you're the perfect example. Here's Hope Brown, human resources skills, HR person. Let's get this person involved. She's got the right heart, she's got the right skills, and let's plug her in and get her going. And you're finding all these board members who have the passion and the skill sets, and that's so important if you're going to start an organization like Close Less Travel.
Yes, you've gotta have the passion and the time commitment that to do this. You and if you don't have that passion, it's never gonna be successful. So just having board members who come on, who bring fresh ideas, and who wants to be in part of the community, giving back and making the community better than what it was the day before. So just each day making a better community.
Well, and we're going to go. Let's talk about your mission statement. Here's the mission statement. It's on the website, and it says, "We are a community thrift store sharing God's love by reinvesting proceeds from donations into local charities." And I think that's that great, um, s- you know, emphasis and foundation that was given to the organization through Holy Trinity Catholic Church, and the vision: a community empowered by the generosity of its people. And I think we were talking a little bit earlier before this interview, and I'm someone who has 20 years in government, and I get very discouraged a lot of times when we just say, let the government do it. Because when the government does it, we don't notice what's going on. We start forgetting about what the issues are in our communities. We're not activated to become civic members of our communities. And when you empower these local citizens to say, let's raise some funds for this. Let's generate the clothing drive at our local church or through our Rotary Club or, whatever, our local PTOs or something like this. Let's get behind this nonprofit and help them. That makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it?
That makes amazing difference. We've had people donate cars, boats for us to sell to give back to other charities. We have clothing drives, uh, pop-up shops here. A lot of churches love to raise funds for clothing for us. So when we also have people that like Nothing But Cake in Sharpsburg, they just did that grand opening, who is gracious enough to say, whatever we sell today, we're donating 20% to Clothes Less Travel.
Love
So
it.
we've had that amazing event happen for us. And so just so many things. On average, every day we have 100 cars or more coming through of people donating gently used merchandise for us to sell.
Well, I told you before we started the interview, I'm a perfect example of a customer. I had the uh, movement that I had to lose. I had gained all these pandemic pounds. I just got so bored and all my plans had been crushed because of the pandemic and everything that we had to do through this pandemic. And I just started eating my misery away. I had to lose 65 pounds. And as I was losing this weight, I realized clothes that I had no longer fit. And I was losing a pound to a pound and a half a day. I was going to Clothes Less Traveled and buying my clothes at Clothes Less Traveled. And then the next week, I would be in another size because I was losing so much weight so fast. So then I would donate those clothes and then I would go buy another set of clothes. And it was perfect. And I'm thinking, for all these people who are trying to lose weight and are losing weight and doing things like this, it is the perfect way to put money in your community and then donate the materials right back as soon as you get through using them and let somebody else buy them. I mean, it's the perfect circle of life in terms of a nonprofit.
My volunteer manager, she said when her boys were younger, she had 3 boys. And she said, what a perfect place to go buy jeans for them to tear the knees out of. And
Yeah.
it was just so much more economical for her raising her boys.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And the quality of the clothes, and this is one thing that I've really noticed about Clothes Less Traveled is that, you have a relatively affluent community in Peachtree City and in Fayette County. And, they're donating some of the highest quality clothing items that you can imagine. And so you're not going in there and you're not buying the bottom of the line off the shelf, uh, you know, action wear, the suits, any type of clothing. You're getting really, really nice merchandise. And that's the beautiful part. And then you have a volunteer crew. And tell us about your volunteers and what they do to help prep the merchandise and all the things that the volunteers do. What do you require of volunteers in terms of work on the site?
When our volunteers come in, they do an array of things to help us, from sorting the donations, making sure they are that quality that we want to put on the floor and sell, uh, pricing it, putting it out on the floor, giving customer service. So our volunteers are a big part of what we do every day, of making sure we have the right stuff in our stores.
And I love the fact, Hope, that you get our young people involved. There are youth groups and churches and different maybe the local high schools, and they're getting involved in your operation too. And that helps us teach our young people that being a civic minded, productive citizen and looking out for the least of these and helping these nonprofits is the best way to go.
And our kids come in and they get their Beta Club hours, National Honor Society, and Key Club. but that helps them, but also that gives them hours that when they become a senior, they can apply for a scholarship. And we also give scholarships for college students for continuing education. So they're learning about philanthropy while earning a scholarship. And we
Absolutely.
and we also do on the fourth Saturday of each month, we do Family Day. We want families to bring their kids in to teach them about volunteering and giving back to their community.
And that's the way to do it. You cannot just have an adult and flip a switch and they become a civic-minded, community-minded person. You raise a community-minded person. You teach those lessons when they're children being community-minded, civic-minded, wanting to help others in the community. That is really the essence of creating a good community and having adults and families that care about what goes on. You teach the children, you bring up the next generation, and thank you guys for giving them an opportunity to do that. I mean, it's a great project to in order for them to help. And,
Yes.
and hope one thing I love to do, let's bring up the website. And one of the things that I wanted to show was you had these values. You want to tell us a little bit about these three values? It's community leadership and teamwork, and kind of what you're doing in that area.
As far as community, we want to get out into the community and let them know who we are and what we do, and show them that we want to be a big part of the community by helping the different charities make the community thrive. We help with schools. We have schools that come in and teach their kids who are on the autism spectrum about working in the public. So we just want to make sure we are part of that community. Leadership, we are growing leaders here at Close Less Travel, whether it's by volunteering or the people who work for us. We want them to be able to go out into the community and be leaders of their community and show them that we are a sustainable place to live. Our kids who are such amazing scholars are showing that by volunteering here and then coming back as they finish college. And teamwork, it takes everybody. Everybody from the volunteers to the staff to our partners in the community to make this work. Because without our community, we could never be the close less travel that you see today. So that's why our values are community leadership and teamwork. Just entrusting everything into what our values means a lot with close less travel.
And if we can, we'll go down further on the page here and look. Um, let's give a shout out to your board of directors. What can you tell us about this group of people?
Barbara Harrison, who is our board chair, is an amazing woman. She is actually who found me on LinkedIn and brought me into Close Less Travel. And she's been our board chair for about 5 years now. And she's very strong in her faith and she's amazing at making sure each day-to-day thing works process goes on. And she's worked in the community for years. Anna Finn is another one. She's very community service minded. She's not
She is.
just on the board, but she's also a member of the Rotary Club.
Yeah, she is a Anna. I know Anna personally. She is a high energy person.
Yes, she is. Yes,
She's the
she
kind of person you want in your organization.
is. Adam Moody, our treasurer, has been with us a couple of years. He keeps us up to date and makes sure that our financials are great. So that's who Adam is. Judith, she's our committee chair, our committee chair, and she handles the scholarships, making sure we get the right kids and making sure they meet what we feel is the criteria for a grant for their scholarships. And then we have Andrew Wright, Jessica, Gina Watkins, Jeff Williams, Lori Levy, Jessica Chas, and Pars Gunda and Liz. They've all been amazing at helping us grow, especially with our new store in Noonan. They've just given us so much support as well as me transitioning into the executive director. They've been very supportive.
And we've got the addresses there at the bottom of the screen, so including the Noonan location. Um, tell us, where is the Noonan location and in proximity to something? Is it near a shopping center? I guess assume it's in a shopping center, isn't it?
It's right off Highway 29 in, Avery Park, and it's about 7 minutes from downtown Noonan, but it's 10 the Boulevard, Noonan, Georgia,
Okay,
and it's an amazing small store, so if you haven't been there, please go by and visit us there.
awesome. So let's finish on this note. Let's just say I'm watching this in Colquitt County and I thought, I'm motivated. I like what they're doing. I think we have the capability, the capacity to do something like this. How would you start an organization like Clothes Less Traveled?
I would start by doing like we did in Cayuga County. We started doing small pop-up shops to find out where we were needed most. And that will give you an idea of how successful you can be with it and where your store needs to be, the type of area. So just start doing small pop-up shops and using social media a lot to advertise yourself.
And then how are you getting all the donations of clothing? Just how do you organize that network? What do you do?
As far as getting donations, we like right now, we're needing men's clothing and coats right now. So we do a lot of social media output. We have a great marketing manager who's doing everything she can with social media. And then we're also putting flyers out in the community. Hey, if you can just put them in your stores and stuff. So that's been amazing help, especially in Cowdy County, getting them to put up flyers about us in their stores.
And then I guess too, it's important to develop those relationships with the local churches and the other civic groups, right?
Yes. Be a part of your chamber, your community chamber. We're part of the Fed Chamber and the Noonan Cayuga Chamber. So being a part of the chamber helps you get those connections. It's very important.
And are you doing how do you network amongst those groups? I mean, is there anything you do in particular? Do you have an email that goes out to them, a newsletter, or do you go and speak to their organizations? What do you
I
do?
I go out, I speak to organizations, we pass out our cards, flyers, that brochures that we have about Clothes Less Travel, giving them all the information about what your organization is about and what you're trying to do. You get help that way.
Well, I do know too that you have a wonderful Facebook presence because I'm on your Facebook page and I get your pieces in my news feed, and there's nothing more heartwarming to me personally and probably to many, many, many others than to see that large cardboard check with a big number on it,
Yeah,
$2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and they are the recipients of some nonprofit organization or some charity that you're trying to help. And they are beaming behind that big cardboard check with all of your folks standing there. And you have all of these employees who have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm doing a job that gives people who need it the resources that they need to help other people. I mean, it's just the circle of rewards all around, from the people who donate to the people who work there to the people who receive to the people who benefit from the people who
yeah,
receive the check. I mean,
yeah,
you can't think of a better network of godly faithfulness, living up to your civic responsibility. I'm going to be an accountable human being in my community. And that picture to me is the sum total of all of that. And I love seeing those. So don't ever, ever stop putting those on the Facebook
Well,
pages
you're about to
because it
start
does me a
seeing
lot of good.
well, you're about to start seeing some of them again because we're right now where our board and our staff do their yearly granting to different organizations. So you'll be seeing a
Awesome.
lot more of those.
Well, that's awesome. And hope anything else that you want to leave us with? Is there anything that you want to tell us about your organization or things that we can do in our community to make the community better that we haven't covered?
I just want to say we're deeply grateful for everyone who donates, volunteer, and shops with us. Your support fuels our mission and keeps the sustainability thriving in our community. And if you haven't visited with either of our stores, really wish you would just come in and see what we do. Ask for me. Love to give you a tour of our store and tell you what our mission is all about firsthand and the impact that it has on our community. So we're just asking you to shop smart and give local.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Hope. I appreciate you so much taking your time out of your day to share with other people and remind people all over the state of Georgia that don't expect somebody else to do the good things in your community. You do the good things in your community. You make it happen. And Clothes Less Traveled is the perfect example of that. So, Hope, thank you so much. Continued blessings to you and continued success to Clothes Less Traveled and everybody that the organization touches. We wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.